Hey tappers, I'm going to share a story with you on how tapping helped me make a difficult decision that ended up in me getting this sauna. I was at a home trades expo center and I was just there for fun. I was curious. They had some really cool things and I was just looking. I actually had a really small house at the time. But then we walked by these infrared small personal saunas and I was intrigued. I was actually having a pretty bad body day that day. I was in a lot of pain, I was tired, I was having a lot of inflammation. I was struggling to walk around the expo. I went in, it was winter time, I had my boots, I had my coat on, I didn't take anything off, and I sat in the heat. And what I felt was relief. Profound relief. And now I had a conundrum because the sauna was thousands of dollars that I had no intention on spending. But it helped me in a way that I was deeply seeking. So now what do I do? This is exactly what I did. Knowing that I was feeling a conflict and I was feeling deeply uncertain about the potential sacrifice and the potential bad decision that spending this money could lead to. So I found a place at the expo center where I could go and be decently undisturbed. And I began to tap. I tapped because I was pretty certain that all of the emotions and feelings that I was having wasn't necessarily attached to this decision. And this is how I go about making decisions that feel risky and uncertain and make the best decision possible. I started to tap, and first I began with the emotions that I'm having. Why? Because emotions are a signal from the subconscious brain. My subconscious is saying, no, we're uneasy with this, there are reasons for it, and you just gotta trust me. So I start the conversation and say, okay, I trust you, talk to me. Why? What are the reasons that this is uncomfortable? What are the feelings that I'm having? And so I identified, well, I'm feeling fear. I'm feeling judgment. I'm feeling pre-shame. I'm feeling pre-embarrassment. And so I asked myself, all right, why am I expecting to feel these emotions if I were to get a sauna? Why am I feeling these emotions about considering buying a sauna? And I had a lot of things pop up from my past where I had made decisions and did feel very judged and shamed and unsupported in my efforts, even though it was a genuine try to do something positive and good, either for myself or someone else. So then I asked myself, logically, to my subconscious, okay, I see. And I understand. And maybe there's some releasing that I need to do on these past circumstances. But in this moment, as I'm considering this decision, can I just unhook that? Can I let those things go and just focus on this decision and not let these past things be a part of it? I recognize them, I acknowledge them, but let go of any of that doesn't have to do with this decision right here. Empowerment through dissociation. It is a clinical EFT technique. So now I have permission for myself to do that. I'm working on the present moment. I still feel uneasy. Okay, what are the logical reasons where I would say no to buying this and walk out and feel really good about that later? So now I'm telling myself all of these things and coming up, agreeing with my negative feelings first, and that's important. I'm doing my best to validate them and see why, yep, this is ultimately the thing that I should do. Well, it's money I'm not anticipating spending. It's a lot of money, and could it set me back in some way? Yes, it could. If I suddenly had an emergency, would I really regret that decision, and would I feel kind of stupid right now? Yeah, that's a solid possibility. What in my life could possibly cause that emergency outside of like my house exploding or my car getting stolen, something that wasn't very likely to actually happen. And I struggled to come up with something. So I kind of weakened that argument, right? And that allowed me to feel a little bit more confident. So then I asked myself the opposite question. In what ways could I make the decision to say yes to purchasing this and feel really good about it and feel really relieved about it? And then I was looking to validate, why it might be worth the risk, this chance that I might be willing to take. And those reasons that came out were really big. There's a lot of backing that the technology that's gone into this sauna is really beneficial for a lot of the aches and pains that I have in my body, for a lot of the things that, we might deal with, even with illnesses that are occasional. It could really be an alternative support for my family in multiple ways. there were a lot of yeses that I could find that made me feel like maybe it's okay to take this chance. So I did go back to the booth and I talked with them and I felt it out. And I'm so grateful now that I took that time to sit and tap and ask myself these questions, because this sauna has taken away pain and discomfort and shortened spans of infections and illnesses in all of my family members, including friends. I have friends that call me up and say, hey, can we come sit in your sauna? We have this issue right now. So it's been a wonderful yes that I found. And I've used this to say no and feel really confident about that too. So if you find yourself in a scenario where you want something, but it feels like a really big risk and you can't decide, is this a yes risk or is it a no risk? Tap, ask yourself, what am I feeling? Is that attached to my past? Can I let my past go for now? Logically, what makes it a no? And what makes that the best answer? What makes it a yes? What makes that the best answer? And at the time of purchasing, I still didn't feel great. It still felt scary, it still felt risky, and I was still really, really worried about feeling really stupid about making my choice. So it doesn't absolve it 100%, but it did allow me to be focused enough in the present moment to let me make a really solid decision for myself and my family. So give this a try. If you do, let me know how it goes, and I hope this helps. I'll see you soon.